Howdy, Americans. It's been a while since we've done a story time, so I'm going to resurrect it. And it's going to be a little bit different for the lack of content. I'm going to tell you my story, retell my story, so to speak. I've resurrected the story time hat. So here we are. Uh, you can see I have a beautiful backdrop. I apologize for the helo that's in the air, but they're always out here. And so my story time, that may even be the title. I don't even know what episode we were on for story time, but I, I, I I'm struggling to understand my journey, why I am where I am, and how I can get out of my situation. So my story is basically currently um, something I would have never expected. Uh, Many people will know, some of the new subscribers will not. I'm currently homeless. I'm living out of E150 van, 2011 E150 van. It has somewhat provided thus far. Uh, it was very difficult in the wintertime because it cost me about $20 a night to run the heat because we had a very frigid winter for the Panhandle area. I'm new to the region, so I'm not going to pretend like I've lived here all my life, but everybody I've talked and spoken with um, has said that it was their worst winter ever, which, that's what I get. That kind of curse thing follows me around. But yeah, I'm so sorry about the helicopter in the background. I try to entertain you with a beautiful backdrop, and I'm going to try and tell you my life's been crazy. It's literally has been crazy uh, for so many aspects, so many, just the childhood upbringing, and just basically a lot of it has been total nonsense, total debauchery, I guess is what you could call it. It's just like I don't I don't like where I am, why I'm here, but some people would say, that's what God's path was for you. I'm so sorry about this helicopter. I thought he was going to go away, but maybe it's the 5-0 looking for me. I'm just kidding. But anyway, the Forestry Service, a lot of times they're in the air looking for fires, or uh, there could be a lost hiker. A lot of times they do a lot of training in this region. I'm about 40 minutes by vehicle, 45 or so by vehicle from Milton, Florida, where I work. Um, but it's this is a beautiful campground. I'm at the Hurricane Lake South Primitive Campground. I really like it, but I know I'm all over the board like a squirrel because of this helicopter, and I was hoping I could kill some time for him to fly away. But my life, what is the purpose with my life? That's one of the questions I ask myself every day. What is your story? What is your story? What is your purpose? I've been asking myself that for a long time. I, I know what I want my purpose to be, my mission to be, my my joy and happiness to be, but it's just not happening. So I wonder why. And I know what some other people are going to say when they hear me talk about this, but I wonder why I've been the chosen, not, I won't say the chosen one, but a chosen one uh, to go through all this turmoil. It just doesn't make sense. Like, I spent more money today than I had allocated that I really could realistically allocate to coming out here in nature to try and enjoy nature, to resume some happiness from within my heart, my soul. But anybody that's been watching the channel for a little bit knows that I had some tire problems yesterday. They were allegedly fixed for free, and here I am. Man, I'm so sorry about this helicopter. He must be really eager to tune into the Jailbait and Tackle Outdoors, you know, first premiere. I won't even call it premiere, but he wants the inside tip, right? So I'm out here in like literally the middle of a forest, and I realized my tire, same tire, is flat again, going flat, and I had to go about, I don't know, 10 miles or so, 9, whatever it was. I once I got a signal, I would say it was probably 8 miles, but once I got a signal, because I was trying to get to the town of, oh heck, what's it called? Baker. Baker's the local town. They have a couple little stores there, but I was just trying to get there so I could get there an air hose, you know. And I'm hoping tomorrow morning I don't wake up with a flat tire. And you know what's my story? You know, hell, I have no idea. What is my story? I know what my intentions are in my heart. So what's your story? My story is to try hard, try and help people. You know, people always talk about God and Christianity. My philosophy on that is, if you treat people right and you're constantly trying to do better for people and be a better person, helping people when you can, God should recognize that eventually. I know people don't agree with my assessment on that, but here I am. You know, I have a brother who's the power of attorney. I want to talk about that more, but I'm just going to let that rest. But it's we have a dying mother, and basically the way my mom has structured some paperwork, my nuggets are in a vice for a little while. But it's crazy. It's just crazy. Like, it makes no sense to me why how like some families the parenting is normal and functional, and like I grew up in this dysfunctional family that I'm still trying to work myself out of that situation. It's very very difficult because, like I've said before, every time you take one step forward, you take 2 steps backwards. You know, like the crap with the tire yesterday. You know, the crap with the tire today. I'm literally trying to do positive things to regenerate my soul, my ambition to stay motivated, to stay alive. And it's very, very difficult. So, you know, what is my story? I don't know what my story is. I try to contribute to society when I can, try and be somewhat helpful on YouTube, not through my channel, but maybe through some other channels, or share a little bit of knowledge I may have gained in life. Like I'm 61 and a half, and I just did a video, like a little joke parody, whatever you want to call it, about Sarasota Tim, pretending I'm not him. But the reality is I'm close to 62 years of age, and collecting Social Security could really help my situation. That's about 6, 7 months out. I have to do the math. So we're like April, May, June, July, August, September. So yeah, but like probably because you, from the information I have, once you apply for Social Security, you have to wait 2 months until after your birthday. So I don't know if it goes to the next month after your birthday, whatever. But anyway, so here I am, like wondering, what's my story? Today, my story is I forced myself into an opportunity to go out here and explore nature, try and rejuvenate my soul, even though it's going to financially put me in a deeper hole. I'm just so sick of, tired of working, working, and always being behind the 8 ball. I'm realistically right now, I don't know what I can do legally. So I'm out here trying to soak up some nature. The days ahead are going to be god awful ugly, not pleasant, and everybody wants a piece of me financially. That's that's the reality. Everybody wants a piece of me. Everybody wants their slice of the pie, and I've probably been too responsible in trying to appease people when I don't have the means to do it. But I know that this week, particular coming up, is going to be very difficult. Uh, Scheduled to work Easter, which should be time and a half, hopefully. Worked an extra hour last night. Um, it's just there's that old saying, one day at a time or whatever. It's like that's literally what I'm trying to do is just live one day at a time, and I'm not doing too well. I'm sorry. I forgot to put the bug spray on or whatever. Matter of fact, it's right on the table, about 10 feet away from me. But the bugs weren't bad earlier, but now they're starting to come out. But what's my story? I don't even know what my story is. What's your legacy? What's your legacy going to be? Are you going to go out being remembered as a homeless guy just lived out of his van? I don't want that to be my legacy. I want my legacy to be remembered as a kind, giving person that was able to rebound from a difficult situation, however it may be, even if it's due to an inheritance or whatever. But I want to contribute to society and try and help people. I'm not saying I'm going to help everybody, but I've had this vision in mind for us to have a YouTube group, a committee to help people in need, like when Goat Days. I know I've mentioned this previously, like they had their vehicle problems. Like currently, our one of our famous YouTube friends, Tish Ross from Full Blown Country, she just recently posted some videos about um, her company just shutting down without any notice, and so she's worried about financial problems in the future. She's also believing in faith, and so like our paths don't always like 100% intersect, but I would love to have a fund out there available for people like Tish or people like Goat Days or anybody else that just needs to keep their electricity on. You know what I mean? Like I'm not talking about throwing out $100,000 or anything crazy like that, but it would be really nice if there could be a fund and a committee. I have honestly 3 to 5 people in mind for that. I know I've mentioned this before, but it's really playing heavy on my heart that if that could be done, that would be really cool. you I hear some music in the background. Is there a vessel passing me? I think there is. So they're probably going to be tuning in to the Sail Bait and Tackle Outdoors video. Look at that. Somebody's out there enjoying life like they should be. This is a good place for it. Hurricane Lake South Primitive Campground. It's in Baker, Florida. You would love it. So basically, my story. What is my story? What is my purpose? I constantly ask myself that. I know what my intentions are, what my purpose is for my soul to do for others, but unfortunately, it takes money. So I don't have the opportunity uh, to achieve my goals currently. You know, I'm trying to achieve one goal today through tomorrow morning is just trying to have as much fun as possible at this campground. And it's got a little bit of brats and sauerkraut going on the sauerkraut. I don't know why I said kraut. But on my little camping stove here that I've never used, it's propane operated. It's not the one I did a video on recently, but it's one I got at a yard sale, and it seems to be performing pretty well. Unfortunately, I'm at Site 10 at Hurricane Lake South Primitive Campground. It's not level. There's no portion of this area that is level. So it does have a slight lean to it, but getting back to, my purpose. What is my purpose? How can I fulfill my dreams? What my dreams are to help people. I just don't, and literally I've said this over and over again. I can't even help myself. So what is my purpose? I feel like my purpose is being in the outdoors. I truly feel that. Like, I'm not an expert survivalist or outdoorsman or anything like that. And I truly, I'm not trying to portray myself as one. I'm trying to portray myself as one who enjoys nature and the outdoors, especially at my age. So uh, if I had the ability to retire tomorrow, I would do that. Um, I'm very, very upset, angry, insecure, whatever you want to call it. But I want to be better. I don't want to die poor. I don't want to die homeless. I mean, does that make sense? I mean, it's like such, it's been so difficult, growing up divorced parents and all this stuff. And people are probably saying, playing the smallest fiddle and all that, the violin and all that. I get that, but this is it. I'm talking because it's my channel. I'm just trying to express how I feel. I don't feel very good about myself. I feel better about myself being under these pine trees and waterside and stuff like that. But this is not an everyday occurrence. I can't do it. This was relatively cheap. It was for one stay with the phone convenience fee. It was like $21. But if you booked like 7 days, it would be 21 plus 6 times 13.50 or whatever it comes out to be. So it's not that expensive to hang out here, but I really had a lot of plans and visions for my life, this trip, and it's like I get so down and out when there's always that anchor pulling you down. It makes you feel worthless. What people aren't going to understand why I'm saying this, but why, God? Why me? Why is this happening? I know what a lot of people are going to say, and it just does not make sense to me. I'm a free thinker. I believe in if you're good and kind to other people, you should be rewarded. God should eventually recognize and reward you for that. Hasn't happened. Is my way right or wrong? If you tell me, if I go to a church and they're feeding you all kinds of information, telling you, and all these Christian people, don't take this wrong. I'm just trying to give an analogy of what I'm talking about. But if you go to church and people are telling you, you know, this Joseph did this and this that, you know, Palm's this and all this, you know, but someone tells me that the earth is flat, I'm going to, you know, if I don't believe the message, I'm going to research it and not just swallow the message and fully believe it. So that's me just talking about my story. I honestly feel like I don't know what my story is. My story is trying to survive right now, trying to do better for other people like Reads Across America and uh, Lee and Betty Johnson Memorial Fund Foundation, excuse me, and just, you know, Mission 22. There's so many things I want to do, but unfortunately, everything costs money. Everything costs money, and the one thing G Money does not have is money. So I feel very angered that I can't complete my mission due to finances. And don't take this as me requesting or asking for. I'm just sharing my message. Anyway, so I think I'm gonna get off the video here because on my phone I think I only have 30 minutes max. Thanks for tuning in, folks, and we might get back to real story time soon.